We are live.
Okay. A pleasant morning to each and every one of you. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, mga ka-PICSPro, and welcome to this free webinar sponsored by PICSPro RNK Batangas Chapter. So I'm VP Alex from the PICSPro National. I'll be your host for today's free webinar. So main theme for this webinar today, for our members and our guests today, is the cybersecurity awareness in the new normal. So as PICSPro is always promoting cybersecurity awareness in the community, so this is part of initiative of our Batangas chapter to instill cybersecurity awareness in the region. So the new normal, so there are a lot of realization during the pandemic. Actually, one of the good one is the embracement and the expedite of the digitization. So before, maririnig nyo lang, sabi ng mga enterprises that they are embracing digitalization. Same thing with the SMEs, But really, during the pandemic, dun na pabilis lahat, dun na accelerate lahat. Even in our household, we are embracing the digitalization, So right now, what's in store for you in this event? So we will discuss the role of the cybersecurity in the new normal. Of course, nagbago lahat ng buhay natin during the pandemic. Pero we should never lose sight of cybersecurity. So later, ipapaliwanag natin yan. And of course, habang dumadami yung pagiging online natin sa araw-araw, dumadami din yung mga cybercrime. So iaano din natin yan, social engineering, And finally, yung workforce, How do we secure a hybrid workforce? So without further ado, so let's start with the invocation prayer to be led by Pamela Bakay, VP of PICSPro Care Batangas Chapter. Pamela, I give the floor to you.
Let's put ourselves in the presence of our Lord. Lord God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the life of each and every one of us in the call right now. Lord, open our mind that may be aware of your presence in our daily life. And Lord God, thank you for always being near to us, for sending your Son to become human and live among your creation. May we grow in our understanding and appreciation in Christ's incarnation, praying that your Holy Spirit will guide us, speak to us, and lead us deeper into your word. Every day and every moment, we believe that you are with us. We are not alone, and we will never be alone. Because of this, we can face every battle ahead. We can boldly proclaim your gospel and can advance to your kingdom in this world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Let's remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem. Aldwin, please play the...
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y bumay. Lupang hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng patawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsintaw, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay ng amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, let's remain seated now. To give us the welcome remarks for our members, so we may call on our founding chairman, Mr. Angel Redoble. Mr. Chairman?
Good morning everyone, magandang umaga. Hindi ko alam kung paano sabihin yung magandang umaga sa Batanggenyo, no? Marlon, paano ba yun?
Magandang umaga din nata. Bisaya ako, sir, eh. Kaya,
Oo nga, pareho pala tayong Bisaya eh. Si Polly, ano to, waray to si Polly.
yeah.
Di ba, Polly?
Sa waray,
Anyway,
mapapay nga
magandang
adlaw.
Okay.
Basta
Okay nga,
lagyan mo
okay.
lang, Sir Angel, ng sa dulo.
Magandang
umaga
eh.
eh.
So, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat, no? Allow me to congratulate our PICSPro Batangas provincial chapter, and of course to the regional chapter, the Republika ng Katagalugan. This is a good start. Magandang simula ito na ngayong pandemic, hindi na natin kailangang bumiyahe, no? Although mas masarap sana ang bumiyahe sa Batangas. No? Pero ngayon, anytime pwede nating gawin itong ating advocacy, which is to provide awareness and knowledge transfer, no, and spread the good cyber words na sinasabi natin, no, para sa ating mga kababayan sa Batangas chapter. So ito din siguro ang ibalita ko na rin sa inyo, no, na sa susunod na taon sa 2022, mayroon tayong 10 na technology partners. At bawat isa sa kanila ay magbibigay ng 2 trainings. 2 trainings, Vice Chair, no?
Yes.
2 trainings. So, kung ikaw ay member ng PICSPro, active member ng PICSPro, ma-avail mo tong 10 vendor trainings na tigda-2. Ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ka ng 20 certificates sa susunod na taon. At minimum lang yan, no? Magkakaroon tayo ng mga special trainings na para sa inyo. Ang objective natin ay dito sa PICSPro, hindi lang tayo mag-meeting, event. Ang objective natin na kung kayo ay talagang interesado diyan sa certificate na yan, pagka-graduate nyo, you can hit the ground running. Pag-apply nyo sa 10 technology partners yan, at hindi lang yan technology partners, mga leading technology companies ito na ginagamit ng mga malalaking kumpanya. So, kapag ka nag-a-apply ka ng trabaho, ang itatanong sa iyo, marunong ka ba nitong, may background ka ba nitong nitong technology na to? Eh kung galing ka lang sa school, eh wala. Diba? Pero kung PICSPro active member ka, ay meron yan. Palo Alto, meron ako niyan. 2 training ko niyan. No? F5, meron ako niyan. Fortinet, meron ako niyan. PICUS, no? Yung Dynamic Vulnerability Assessment and Penetration Testing na PICUS, nakakaroon kayo ng 2 trainings yan. And so on and so forth. So, ibig sabihin nun, hindi ka na babaratin na, wala ka namang alam pa, ito lang muna sa iyo. No? Timpla-timpla ka lang muna ng kape dyan. Although sa amin, di namin ginagawa yan. No? Pero sa iba, makapagtimpla ka muna ng kape. No? So, yun ang natin. At ito po ay next year ibibigay na natin ng libre sa mga active members. So kung active ka, nagbayad ka ng annual registration fee mo, then you can avail. Itong mga trainings na to, supposedly it cost thousands of dollars, na ang nakaka-avail lang dito ay yung mga customers ng mga technology companies na ito, or if you can pay $1,000. Now, we want to bring this to all of you. Itong year na to, we've conducted 5. We will be completing the 5 technology partners. So, yun lang ang inaano natin, no, na naghahanap kayo ng training. Ito na yung ito na yung venue para magkaroon kayo ng mga training. Minimum pa lang yan, minimum. At siguro i-announce ko na rin na kami naman sa trabaho naman namin sa PLDT, nag-launch kami ng internship, Cyber Warrior Internship Program. No? And for next year, meron na kaming makukumpleto na yung, ma-finalize na yung agreement namin sa isang school. No? Nagpadala sila ng nominees na 100+. Kasi hindi namin nilimit sa IT. Hindi namin nilimit sa mga computer science or computer engineering or BSIT or engineering. Ang sinabi namin dun sa school, kung interesado, may disiplina at may dedication, kailangan namin yan. Pwede yan isa lang sa training. So hindi porket ano. So nagpadala sila ngayon and we have been screening. I think may mga 40 or 50 na pumasa. So we will be having 40 to 50 interns for next year. Hindi ito 400 hours, no? Ito ay 6 months silang mababad sa amin. 6 months. No? So lahat ng pillars ng Cybersecurity Operations Group dadaanan nila. At mamimili sila ngayon. Ito, mukhang magaling ako dito No? And of course, you will have a chance of to work, no, in the biggest group of companies in the country with the most advanced and most comprehensive cybersecurity practice. Yan. So, yan lang ang ano natin yan lang po ang may offer namin sa inyo sa PICSPro. So, kung yun ay tanggap ninyo, no, at yun ang inyong mission sa buhay, objective sa buhay, then this is the right organization for you. Maraming salamat, Mr. VP Alex. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairman Angel, for that inspiring opening remarks, and very good news to our PICSPro Batangas chapter members. No, this is only the start, guys. No.
Hey, so VP Alex.
Yes.
Idagdag ko na din, no? Idagdag ko na din yung ano. Ay, hindi, si Vice Chair na lang pag-announce natin mamaya nun, yung December 3 natin. Mas kabisado niya yung additional info. Sige. Vice Chair na lang.
Okay lang yan.
So, this is just the start for you guys, no? This pre-webinar. And nakita nyo naman, on the national level, napakaraming plano ng chairman natin tsaka ng board of directors, no, for our membership. So definitely all of us will benefit from this one. So just always be stay tuned and active sa sa chapter nyo, and we will cascade down all the trainings, all the seminars, all the awareness that we will give to the community. So now let's start with the introduction of our keynote speaker. So I'll turn you over now to our President of PICSPro Batangas Chapter, Mr. Marlon Estrella. President Marlon.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Okay. In behalf of Aldrin, so I think, sige, ako na lang ang mag-introduce kay Chairman, no? Okay. Good morning sa lahat. All the cyber warriors in the Batangas, especially in the Batangas and Calabar zone. So I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for the day. So he is the Vice President and Chief Information Security Officer of the PLDT Group, Smart Communication and EPLDT Group. He is a former senior consultant of Endra Sistema, so leading cybersecurity project in Spain. He is a former a member of National Advisory Group for Police Transformation and Development, chairman and founding president of the Philippine Institute of Cybersecurity Professionals, chairman of the MVP Group Cybersecurity Council, currently an adjunct faculty and course director on Cyber Executive course at Asian Institute of Management. He is a former chairman of the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group National Advisory Council, an alumnus of National Defense College of the Philippines, senior executive course on national security, where he is also regular lecturer on the topics of cybersecurity and cyber warfare. On an international level, he accomplished a cyber warfare in weaponry and strategies on digital conflict program from the Technolytics Institute in USA, completed and passed the online course in International Cyber Conflict authorized by the New York State University, and complete the Master in Gestión y Decisión de Seguridad de la Información in Madrid, Spain, Backed by his rich cybersecurity expertise and experience, he received the 2013 Asia Pacific Information Security Leadership Award from an international organization. He also received the 2013 and 2016 awards from Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group for his contribution in an anti-cybercrime campaign. He completed and passed the online program Cybersecurity Managing Risk in Information Age from Harvard University with a final weighted mean grade of 98.8%. He is also alumnus of Harvard Kennedy School on Executive in National and International Security. He recently completed and passed the Cybersecurity for Business Leaders program at the SAID Business School University in Oxford. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker for the day, Mr. Angel Redoble.
Akala ko tapos na ako, Lon. So again, good morning again. Magandang umaga. No? This situation we call now a new normal, that we started to experience in March last year, wherein majority of our workforce are still working from home, and less than half is going to office to do the work that we used to do. Is becoming like a sort of something that we can continue to see in the near future. And technology has never become never been so important, no, until we experience the pandemic. At the same time, for the hackers, the cyber attackers, the fraudsters, the scammers, they saw a huge opportunity because the workforce are suddenly connected in a longer hours to a very vulnerable network we call the home network. And majority of the internet users are not non-tech savvy, non-techie, sinasabi natin. Napaka-konti lang ng techie. So, ang ating mission is, especially sa PICSPro, we don't focus only on providing, sharing knowledge and providing advisories to highly technical people. It is also our duty to educate our friends, our relatives, our family who are non-techie. No? In cybersecurity, you don't develop yourself just for yourself. In cybersecurity, you don't do your job just for the sake of doing a job. We learn because we need to secure the community. We work because we need to protect the community. We do our jobs well because there is a community that is vulnerable and they need help and protection. That is thinking bigger than all of us. And that is why cybersecurity is a very noble job. If you start thinking learning cybersecurity just for your own sake, just for your own ambitions, then you don't have a place in cybersecurity. Because that is the essence of being. Kaya tayo tinawag na cyber warriors. Mayroon bang warrior na sarili niya lang pinoprotektahan? Wala naman, di ba? Ang mga warriors na tinatawag natin, nagpoprotekta ng community, nagpoprotekta ng kanyang family, nagpoprotekta ng kanyang ng kanyang environment. That's why we are called cyber warriors. Wala naman tinawag na IT warrior, di ba? Wala ring network warrior. Ang mayroon lang cyber warriors because we learn, we improve, we educate ourselves, we do our jobs well, because we need to protect the community. We need to protect our community. We need to protect our country and our countrymen. Good morning, everyone. I hope all of you will take the challenge. No, it's not an easy task being a cyber warrior, but it's definitely very satisfying. Good morning and congratulations, PICSPro Batangas.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That was very inspiring and motivating message from you, Chairman Angel. So moving forward, let's touch base naman on how we secure, nabanggit ni Mr. Chairman kanina, no? So we are working from home, di ba? So yung mga anak natin are doing online school, di ba? So our next speaker will be talking about how we secure a hybrid workforce. So to introduce our guest speaker for today, may I call on Ms. Azenet Garcia, the AVP for PICSPro Care. Azenet, would you like to introduce our guest speaker?
Okay, sir. Okay, our second speaker is an experienced country manager with a demonstrated history of working successfully in the computer networking industry. He is skilled in go-to-market strategy, professional services, data center, management, cloud, and security. He is also a technology professional with an executive education focused on organizational leadership from Stanford University Graduate School of Business. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting a topic about securing hybrid workforce, it is an honor for me to introduce our second speaker, who is a country manager at Palo Alto Network Philippines, Mr. Oscar Visaya.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Morning,
Can you
good
hear
morning,
me?
sir.
Good morning.
Slide?
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Very inspiring yung sinabi. As a matter of fact, just to add on yung sinasabi ni Mr. Chair kanina, the foundation of what we're doing in PICSPro, sabi nga natin, which is applied in the Pldt group and MPIC, are not only locally but globally, no, recognized by third-party institutions like CISO and CSO, no, ASEAN CSO. So first of all, congratulations again, Mr. Chair, and your organization, no, for bagging that. No. All right, so now we're gonna talk about hybrid and talking about this hybrid workforce and coming from what Chairman mentioned about the changes that has happened over the last 2 years, no, close to 2 years, which many industries said that the amount of change in the digital transformation efforts that had been done by companies, no, is worth 10 years. So it accelerated digital transformation, and it also resulted into what we call now a hybrid workforce, because now we have a hybrid infrastructure, so to speak. No, the enterprise network has evolved in a revolutionary way, sabi nga nila, no, revolutionary way, and in order to support this hybrid workforce. No, now I'm gonna take this from the perspective of what Gartner saw prior to this pandemic. No, so Gartner is one of the leading research organizations in the world. No, and a lot of the executives in companies actually listen to Gartner in terms of their research, in terms of their predictions. And back in 2019, no, Gartner saw the future, no, which it calls the future state. So where the users and devices will be located anywhere, and your access is the internet. So sinabi niya, your access is the internet. So ibig sabihin, like for me now, I'm working from home. I'm gonna access my corporate resources, applications, etc., using the internet. So it's actually happening. No? These entities need access to your data and applications that are spread anywhere throughout the cloud. No, and there has been a huge increase of SaaS applications by companies. No, and I mean I'm talking to a lot of executives and implementers and application developers and things like that every day, and they're sharing with me that cloud is going to be a key part of their business transformation, no? And to sustain their business growth over the next several years. So if prior to the pandemic, like back in 2019, some of the companies like the banks, as an example, do not see cloud yet at that time as a huge component and a relevant and compelling component of their digital transformation or business transformation initiatives. Over the past close to 2 years, they have seen it. No? Cloud is going to be a key component of their success going forward. Now, this is where they saw that there has to be a different way to support this future state. And this is what they term as the Secure Access Service Edge, or SASE. So I think most of you probably have heard about this, read about this, but SASE is really around delivering. So I highlighted yung deliver and protect. Deliver and protect this future state. So SASE is really an approach to a business outcome, which is to deliver and protect this future state. And again, this future state is that users are everywhere, devices are everywhere, applications are everywhere. And again, these resources need to be protected. But at the same time, I think one key component that I'll discuss later on is that it's secure, but the customer experience is also guaranteed. No? Because sabi nga natin that even if you are secure but you cannot use your applications effectively, then you cannot do your job effectively as well. Okay, so we will tackle that later on. Now, just to give you a view of what SASE is all about, no. So this is the what Gartner saw, and a lot of the companies, no, has already embraced, no. So think about Palo Alto Networks, Fortinet, all our technology partners out there are talking about SASE. So it's really good for everybody here, PICSPro members, and everyone to understand what SASE is, because this is going to be the future. Okay, and what Gartner saw was the integration of security as a service and network as a service delivered from the cloud. Okay, so that was 2019, no? And a lot of people are skeptics. A lot of executives were skeptics. A lot of network planners were skeptics at that time, no? But now, when pandemic came in, and then everybody from 20%, some of the companies from 20% remote workforce to 100% remote workforce. Wow, this is gonna be the way to do it, right? So if you want to activate more remote users and they are secure, you cannot go to your data center and activate or configure and things like that. So it's gonna be very difficult. Or if you need more remote access resources, compute cycles, number of connections, etc. At that time, you cannot buy a hardware and then deliver it and then configure and then support your workforce. Now, the only way to do it is cloud delivered, because you can do it wherever you are. So what Gartner saw is that all of these services, I mean, you can read through this one. If you want in the future, we can dig deeper into this. But it's all in there, So you've got CASB, Cloud Access Service Broker, Cloud SWG, DLP, Data Loss Prevention, DNS, Firewall as a Service, sandboxing, and things like that. ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access, delivered from the cloud, And they were saying that even if currently there are multiple security tools that you're using to deliver this capability, the future is it's going to be better for companies if they deliver it, if they have a single platform to deliver the services. Now, the other piece to this is the network as a service layer, so delivered from the cloud as well, which is SD-WAN. Now, I think they also included the other features which they call network as a service, like IPsec, VPN, SSL, and quality of service. So quality of service is something that's very relevant. It's inside the network, but it's supposed to be encompassing, because security and networking without a guaranteed good customer experience wouldn't be helpful to a hybrid workforce, working from anywhere. Okay, so this is how Gartner sees SASE, and how companies are able to look into all of these capabilities now from a security services layer and a network layer delivered from the cloud. And the guidance is it should be integrated as one, so that it becomes simpler and it's easier to manage for companies, removing the complexity. Okay, now what is hybrid work and what does it require? So as I said earlier, it should I think us planners from security, networking, IT should should create an environment for hybrid work to be executed effectively. And this is to deliver a consistent end user experiences for your end users, so from your customers to your employees, with better security and visibility. Now, whether they are at home, on the go, or in the office, And if you look at the out there, the data center has been deconstructed, Your applications are now being shipped out of your data center and moving into public cloud, where they are developed in a modern application environment. And then a lot of the customers are also taking advantage of SaaS, software as a service, specifically for leaner companies or smaller companies like SMEs, where they don't have a software development or application development team. And in the middle here, this one is really, the SASE, So the network as a service, and then the security as a service, and then wrap it up with the customer, good customer experience, and that's SASE. And that I think Gartner is saying that will make hybrid work more effective. Now, I think it's important to understand, if we see the future straight, is to also understand where we are right now. And I think this is a very good way to get your view of where you are and the amount of effort you will put into your journey for SASE and into the future state. So I think the current state, as you all know, I think we have experienced this. A lot of our customers experience this as well. And you might experience this as well if you're a worker, the current state, even during the pandemic, even now, before and even right now, it's a very, very complex environment. As a matter of fact, a lot of customers, because we have customers deploying our platform, a lot of customers have been calling up. We need to activate, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 remote access VPN licenses, to our in our existing platform, during the pandemic, Now the problem is some of them are already not able, not able to scale, because of sizing, because of compute CPU and things like that, So they're unable to do it, and then they needed to buy equipment and then configure and so on, and that's a huge challenge during that time. So it's not just complex, it's difficult to scale, And then because of that, they're force fitting all employees into their existing platform, and then it resulted in poor customer user experience, and then because the bots are not capable of doing that, their remote access VPN is not secure, it's not inspecting traffic as much as they should be, then there are security gaps that resulted out of it. No? So that's the current state. It's a very complex, poor user experience, and there are a lot of security gaps. No, and this is because of the constructed network architecture as a result of the pandemic. No, but again, it's not just about the pandemic. This is, as we said, this is the new normal. No, and putting in so many different tools in our infrastructure, security architecture would be very difficult for everybody to manage, no? Specifically in a very competitive environment. So what is the solution to that? No? So now if you look at, now I'm going to be talking about more specific use cases for SASE. So I put in here so that's easier for everybody to understand the before and after. So before, the current state before was that remote users and their VPN traffic are backhauled in the data center. No? And then, they get the inspection and so on. No? There's a next-gen firewall, and then they go out of the internet and then use on-prem resources, but at the same time also cloud resources. No? They're backhauling all traffic, even if they access the cloud applications, the internet or SaaS. So this is not giving them good experience, specifically for applications that are already located in the cloud. No, so what SASE gives customers is that mobile users for all their cloud applications, they're gonna go directly to the SASE platform, out there in the cloud, and get all the inspection required to be able to be considered secure in the continuous validation of that access, to all those cloud resources. So which means you're also offloading some of your internet bandwidth along the way, and guaranteeing a better experience for mobile user. So this is what our customers have done. Some of our customers, not all, have done during the pandemic. And more customers are actually going to embrace this architecture. So it's good for everybody to understand that, because potentially, if you're not yet in the workplace, when you move into the workplace, potentially this is going to be the norm. This is going to be the architecture that you will be managing or you will be using as an employee. Now, when it comes to brands and retail shops, this is sometimes for the smaller shops, it's the same thing. They have the data center, there are the branches, and they're using MPLS. Again, the thing is, MPLS is also getting more expensive, and the broadband internet is getting very competitive, and it gives them better speed. So there's also the economic ROI, for moving out of MPLS and then moving into SASE. But at the same time, there is also the what we call the user experience that is required by employees, working in the branch, specifically for direct connectivity to the cloud. So a lot of branches right now have internet breakout, as they call it. So now the problem is for this internet breakout, if users goes out directly to the internet without passing through the data center, where the next generation firewall are actually deployed, so they are unsecure. So the branches now with SASEs that are able to be provided with all that inspection necessary to secure their traffic. But at the same time, again, later on, I'll showcase, they can be provided with a way to monitor the performance of their access towards their applications. So this is the kind of architecture for both a mobile user and a branch. So as I think currently it's still 20, 30, 50, 15, things like that. Depends on the organizational policy when it comes to reporting back to work. So these are the things that a lot of companies are doing it or exploring to do it. Okay, Now, zero trust network access. I think you've heard about zero trust, no? But zero trust network access is not equivalent to zero trust, because zero trust is a strategy, more than a product or an architecture, right? But I think for zero trust network access, which is part of the SASE, as described by Gartner, is really around putting in contextual inspection to all the traffic that all your users coming from everywhere are accessing, from the platform that is delivering your networking and security services. It has to inspect all traffic, on all ports on Proto, not only web traffic but also all application traffic per se, because a lot of the hacks are actually also targeting the non-web traffic applications. Now, you have to have visibility of your user, of your applications, and also what contextual access they're doing on all your applications. And then, of course, data loss prevention. Now, just to give you an example of what context is all about, so by having visibility of your applications, from the SASE platform, you are then able to contextually, granularly create policies that, for example, allow download but disallow upload. You cannot post, but you can view, say for Facebook. You may not have audio and video and so on, and things like that. So meaning if you're using a Facebook or an application, then you can go not just to the main application but to the sub applications, and are able to granularly provide or allow or deny access to your users. And then what happens next is that even if you're allowed to, for example, share, if you continue to share, you are continuously inspected as well. So there's continuous violation, continuous validation of your access or right to that application. Now, I think one of the things that are not being given attention is the impact of remote work when it comes to the experience of users. And I think I'm showing this to you, how a mobile office is constructed, from the user to the applications. And there can be several hubs along the way, and as I was telling earlier, we can secure this using all the ZDNA, using all the security services. But how can we ensure that this secure connection is actually giving also a user a good experience when they use those applications? So I think what as an extension to what Gartner was envisioned or has envisioned for SASE is the ability of the platform to also provide what we call autonomous experience management, where it's able to monitor all the different areas or points along this connectivity path, and is able to provide your operations people the visibility of what's happening in the infrastructure. So, for example, we have seen a lot of customers where a certain user complained that I cannot use Zoom, but they can use other applications like Workday or Salesforce.com. And why? Now, the problem with that is that they are unable to isolate and troubleshoot the problem in Zoom. And again, there is now a feature that allows you, or capability that allows you to do that, specifically for mobile office. Now, we have the same thing for a complete hybrid work, that includes the branch. It's the same thing, If you look at the end-to-end construct of the connection, from the branch or from the end user, up to the enterprise application or SaaS application or the internet, there are so many elements. There's so many networking elements along the way. Now, how can you monitor that a router, for example, here is providing you the best path, or an SD-WAN device and things like that. So these are I think a lot of the customers are having problem with, and this has to be solved, and I think I'm not talking from the perspective of Palo Alto Networks and how we differentiate our SASE platform from the others, is that we're able to provide users with a comprehensive monitoring, for their end-to-end connectivity. So from the endpoint up to the application layer, that gives customers a real user traffic analysis and segmented assessment of where the traffic is getting slowed down, or where security is impacting the user experience and things like that. So again, there's more to this, but I'm just showcasing an overview of what this capability can empower the end users to do, in supporting this hybrid workforce, and it's the same thing for remote networks for branches, because again, when you talk about hybrid work, it's us working from home remotely and then going back to the office to work, so it's the same thing, our ability to provide not only the best path, but when this application or user is given a path, how do we monitor that 7/24 and gives you real-time analysis of traffic profile, problems in the network and things like that, so that it can autonomously remediate. So if, for example, a critical application like core banking is having problems, and it is able to remediate automatically, and get the best secure path, to the core banking applications. So same thing with all the applications in the cloud, specifically for applications that sit in the cloud. This is really very, very important, and a lot of users are actually, looking forward to deploy this capability. Okay, so not a lot of, actually, there are only few customers who have embraced this, and a lot of customers are looking forward to getting this or deploying or embracing this capability in their operations. Okay, now I think this is again, there are many more capabilities that can be discussed here, but given the time, I'm just summarize it with what is really a complete SASE solution for the hybrid workforce. So I think what I'm saying is that it should protect all your applications, whether they're web traffic or non-web traffic, and then it should be a complete best-in-class security. You cannot force fit many non-best-in-class security into your platform, and it has to be integrated, that all of this can talk together and provide you with a better view of your security posture. What is difficult is that if you're patching so many security tools together, and then you throw manual stuff into that for analysis and things like that, and it's going to be very difficult for you to what I call defend yourself or protect yourselves or your organization against heavily automated adversaries, as we call it, Okay, and then the network as a service layer, the ability to provide an exceptional user experience for your people working in the branch, people working in the home, or people in the go. Okay, so again, with that, I want to end this with, I mean, if you are looking for a job or you're a student, interested on SASE or not interested, I think this will inspire everybody that the SASE market will be huge, and all of the security companies are embracing SASE. So it's really good for everybody here or watching or attending this webinar to have further study around SASE, because the market is huge, So globally, 15 billion, and in Asia Pacific, 2.3 billion. And look at the growth. It's much bigger than network firewall. It's growing at 400% faster.
Wow.
So if you know SASE, right, then when you apply, again, as mentioned by Mr. Chairman, you can command a much higher paychecks,
Paycheck.
along the way. So again, with this, we can have more, more detailed discussion around this, but really very exciting, SASE topic, no? So for everybody. So with that, maraming salamat, everybody, for the time. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very
Thank you
much,
po.
Mr. Vice Chair,
Thank
for
you,
that
thank you.
very enlightening and interesting topic. No? So you will hear more about SASE, no? Moving forward, maririnig ito, no? Secure Access Services Edge, diba? So
VP
kung may mga
Alex,
question, yes, Chairman Angel.
magko-comment ako dahil bago magsimula yung pandemic, nung sa atin nagsimula na sa ibang bansa, di ba? Nung mga November or December ng 2019, no?
Oo.
Bago magsimula yan. Kung naalala mo, VP Alex, that was January yata. Na ang question na ni-raise natin sa group natin is, kung mag-work from home lahat, kakayanin ba ng VPN natin?
Yes, correct. I remember that, Mr. Chair.
Di ba? Yun ang ano natin agad eh. Kung mag-VPN lahat, unang-una, swak ba ang number of licenses natin? So magdadagdag ka ngayon ng lisensya. Okay, kaya naman yon, di ba? Madali naman bumili ng lisensya. Kakayanin ba ng infra natin na lahat nag-VPN?
Yes.
At hindi lang ito VPN na nag-access ng file folder. VPN ito na nag-access ng mga high processing na mga systems, applications, solutions.
Critical.
Di ba? And yung point of failure sa VPN layer, ang dami. I-compare mo dito ngayon sa nag-present ni Vice Chair, no? I think this is really an innovation.
Yes.
Na it will no longer be a question whether you are working on-prem or you are working from home.
Perfect. Yeah. Well said.
Ito yung ano natin. At tugma ito, Vice Chair, sa direction namin. Alam ni VP Alex yan kasi siya ang nagpaplano nung natin direction natin na we really want to let go or forgo yung VPN.
VPN, yes.
At na-prove din natin na hindi naman security-centric ang VPN.
VPN, yes.
That's true. Pero nasa ano siya nasa networking layer siya.
Correct.
At saka, ang dami nating nakita at nasubukan na VPN na napasok.
Yep.
Diba? Itong SASE is really separating logically your user or the attackers from your network, from your applications or your solutions.
Yeah.
'Di ba? So napakagandang nito at saka kaya nga lagi natin sinasabi, Vice Chair, kung gusto niyo mag-cybersecurity, Diyos ko, wag kayong sa mga firewall. Pagka firewall, alam mo na, cybersecurity ka na. Hindi. Ito si Pamela, tanungin natin. Ano, Pamela? Yung pagiging marunong sa firewall, yun na ba yung cybersecurity?
Yes, sir, madami pa po.
Iyo. Di ba? Yan ang na kaya nga yung iba na natin na kailangan nating i-educate, no? Hindi porket marunong kang mag-install, mag-configure, mag-manage or mag-operate ng firewall, nasa cybersecurity ka na. May premium ang cybersecurity. At isa yan na Vice Chair, magandang VP Alex, na itong SASE pala. Ito yung future ng
Yes, breakthrough
hindi lang yan security. Yung yung access pa, no? That is a highly improved access.
Kaya Mr. Chair, yung nakakaroon na ng anong tawag, integration ng network and security. Kaya sinasabi mo dati, di ba? Hindi.
Convergence.
Security. Pero if you look at SASE kasi, they really look at from the perspective of security, di ba? Kaya there is debate na baka in the future yung networking parang highly commoditized na. At kailangan mo talagang maging kasi if you look at I've run the Cisco Networking Academy, 'di ba, dati, 'di ba? So ngayon dami pero at some point na-commoditize na eh. And
Yes.
highly priced job will be around cybersecurity. Now, I think ang sinasabi natin dito, if you combine that with this networking knowledge with SASE, guys, security professionals, I can tell you, maybe some companies may not be able to hire you in the future, except for so test natin yan. Mag-apply tayo kay Pldt Group saka MVP Group. Ay, Mr. Chair, ano kayong December 3, kasi in relation to that, yung 5G kasi, di ba? By the way pala, mga ka-PICSPro sa Batangas, meron tayong December 3. Bibigay tayo ng maraming prizes, kasi nga we're celebrating the success of PICSPro for the past 1 year. And of course, our advocacy also, di ba? So gusto natin magpasalamatan, And then makakaroon tayo ng raffle, at ang first prize natin is a 5G iPhone 13 super smartphone. Okay?
Super smart.
Yan, kasi nga alam niyo kung bakit ginawa namin yun, kasi nga 5G is going to be sabi nga the future of access, di ba, in the Philippines, di ba? Kaya nga ang daming 5G service provider na tayo ngayon, di ba? Kaya nga I think 5 weeks ago, VP Alex, we invited experts,
Yes.
In 5G and 5G security, mga dalawang doktor yun, hopefully sana balikan niyo yan, puntahan niyo yung ating YouTube site, to view about the potential for 5G, what it does for you as as a student, as a professional, etc. And then how do we secure it? So ang ganda. Kaya yung phone na yun yung magiging natin the winner should be able to be an expert on 5G security. So ito pag napanalunan mo to, dapat mag-aral ka ng 5G security kasi nga ang daming hahabol sa'yo. Global service providers, Smart, PLDT, Globe, dito hahabulin ka pag marunong ka nun. So yan. And then of course, among others, meron pa mga TV na 40 inches.
Smart TV yun, Vice Chair, Smart.
Yeah, Smart TV.
Smart.
So, 3 ata yun, Mr. Chair.
Tatlo.
VP Alex. And then, so many other
i-transport
best prices. Di ba? So, kausapin natin si Joby. Alright, yan Mr. Chair. So, ako na-excite na naman ako dahil dun sa 5G Kasi close to my heart yung 5G, kaya Sabi nga natin, hopefully, yung isang partner natin, one of the biggest 5G company,
manufacturer.
Next year. So makikita natin yan.
Nice. Exciting times for PICSPro.
Exciting times.
Yeah. Thank you very much, VP Oka, again. So binigyan mo ako ng bagong trabaho. Pag-aaralan ko tong SASE na to. Pero ibang perspective na kasi binigyan ako ng bagong trabaho ni Mr. Chair. Products and services. So
wala ba tayong training, sir, sa 5G security?
Meron, next year.
Bagong trend So dapat mauna tayo.
Yeah, yun yung gusto nating mangyari.
Oo, dapat nauuna tayo basta may bago na unang PICSPro.
Yung incoming natin na technology partner na mag-start next year is one of the only 3 na nasa 5G space and 5G security.
Malupit yun.
Kasi advantage sa atin pag equipped na tayo. So lahat ng company dito sa Philippines, pag sino ba may alam sa consult nyo PICSPro. Nauna yan sa technology. Yun yung advantage.
Maraming San Miguel kami na inom ni Vice Chair.
Sana all.
Para pumirma, Pero yun yung gusto nga natin, di ba? Gusto nating tayong mauna. Kaya nga, I think, 4 weeks ago, we already had this kwentuhan ng 5G security because nobody's talking about it, di ba, mga ka-PICSPro? So, kahit sa government, maybe private sector mayroon, pero internal lang yon. Pero tayo, naging public tayo, Okay. So, to make everybody aware about the potential for again, 5G security vulnerabilities and things like that. So,
Yeah.
At saka yung Vice Chair, yung MITRE attack framework,
yun.
yung yung solution na
Oo.
na integrated yung MITRE attack framework sa kanilang solution, at sila yung authority globally when it comes to MITRE attack. Pumirma na. Nagbayad na pala, no?
Wow. Mas importante yun, Mr. Chair. Mas importante.
Kaya kasado na yun next year. Kasado na yung training yun. Oo.
Dami.
Uy, bakit nag-stop yung recording?
May confidential siguro. Wala namang confidential. Nagpirma lang ang nabanggit, di ba?
Baka napuno na yung
Storage.
Okay, game. Okay, VP Alex.
Okay, VP Alex.
Okay. Thank you very much again, Vice Chair Oka, for that enlightening SASE. So that will be next on my bucket list. Now, to move forward for our last topic for this free webinar, no? So we will discuss naman yung yung mga scam, mga budol-budol na ginagawa sa online community ngayon, no? So to introduce our next esteemed guest speaker, may I call on Jas De Castro, our VP for Finance and Administration for PICSPro Batangas. Jas, please introduce our next guest speaker.
Hello po, good morning po. Yun po. Let me introduce to you our last keynote speaker. He is a candidate for Doctor of Technology at the Technological University of the Philippines, a graduate of Master of Engineering with specialization in Computer Engineering at the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, had a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering degree at the Technological Institute of the Philippines, and a recipient of International European Computer Driving License, ICDL/ECDL certified IT Security, EC Council certified CSU, and certified professional computer engineer. Also, he is an industry practitioner and consultant in the field of geographical information system, cybersecurity, digital forensics, and data communications, computer and information system on various private companies, law enforcement agencies, and government agencies. An expert in digital broadcasting, data and radio communication, wireless communication, and penetration testing. A lecturer/trainer of the Cisco Cybersecurity, Microsoft Electronic Systems, Industrial Automation, and Cybersecurity. He is the founding president of the Philippine Association of Professional Computer Engineers Incorporated, a board member of the Computer Engineering Certification Board Incorporated, also a former National Board of Director, the Institute of Computer Engineers of the Philippines Incorporated. He is an associate member at the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines Incorporated, and international member of the International Association of Engineers. He is also a consultant for the Philippine Technological Council Accreditation and Certification Board for Engineering and Technology, PTC-ACBET, a Washing Accord engineering standard for engineering programs in the Philippines. A consultant for the Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, ABET, and an U.S. Engineering Accreditation System, and a PTC-ACBET Program Evaluator for Engineering Education Program in the Philippines. He is an expert in PACOCOA and PTC-ACBET Accreditation Documentation, Presentation, SO and PEO Committee, and CQI Implementation. A guest lecturer speaker for ICT and engineering topics for more than 70 lecturing talks for different schools, private companies, professional organizations, and government agencies in the Philippines. Also, he is a TESDA certified NC2 Consumer Electronic Servicing, CES, Computer System Servicing, CSS, NC2 Trainer for CES and CSS, and NC2 Assessor for CES and CSS. Our speaker also have many experience, like he have 5 years experience as College Dean of Engineering. He has 16 years experience in academia, industry as senior college instructor, resource speaker, and technical trainer. 16 years experience in designing and implementation for industrial automation, PLC, IoT embedded system, ARM, and PIC. Web designing and networks for naval and manufacturing. 16 years experience in technical support and consultations on computer system technology, robotics, mechatronics, industrial electronics, and network technology. 14 years in security assess automation such as CCTV, access control, and intruder alarm system computer network with TIA EIA 568A/B standard structured cabling system and server technology. 14 years experience in system software development, automation, electronics, intelligence, and embedded system. He is an expert in different endeavors. He is an expert in ship and plant alarm monitoring system, Windows embedded systems, ARM microcontroller. And also an expert in research development for field of computer engineering, computer science, electronics engineering, electrical engineering, instrumentation and control, mechatronics engineering, health information system / technology, electronics and electrical control system, and renewable energy. Our respected speaker is the Chief Technology Officer of Mac Technology Incorporated, the Regional President of the Philippine Institute of Cybersecurity Professionals Incorporated, Republika ng Katagulugan, Region 4A and 4B, the Vice President of the Mechatronics Robotics Society of the Philippines, Laguna Chapter, and Information Officer of the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Philippine Eagles, Kings, Infinite, Maharlika, and CR2, General Headquarters, Camp Emilio Aguinaldo. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our honorable speaker, Engineer Policarpio Tena. Sir Paul.
Morning. Haba.
Morning, Sir Paul.
Hindi ko sinama rin.
Actually,
word by word.
Naubos yung oras mo sa introduction pa lang.
Sa introduction pa lang. Haba.
Tapos yung pa 5 minutes lang. Okay. Just thank you. Thank you. I would like also to acknowledge the presence of Engineer Oliver Mariano, Engineer Carolino, Engineer Bernardino, si Iba, si Ma'am Cass, Sir Mark Rubio, and other who is actually from Romblon, Miss Ana Gadon, Engineer Mangay from Laguna, and yung ibang participants, and especially dito sa live, sa online natin. Okay, thank you. Share screen ako. Yeah. Ano yung nakita? Kita na.
Yes, sir. Visible na po.
Yes, sir.
Actually, this is a very long but unfortunately we have a limited time lang. So naglagay lang tayo ng very common, and yung mga very recent na Okay, this is all about the virtual budol-budol. Although this title na to is still ongoing pa rin with the Republika ng Katagalugan. Hopefully by next year, we will be publishing a pamphlet lang informing our netizens regarding what is specifically virtual budol-budol. So ano ba yung mga Filipino social engineering way of human hacking? Right now, ano lang kami ng mga konti regarding on the social engineering. So on this presentation, we will be able to define what is budol-budol, typical budol-budol, and then what is social engineering, what are the objectives of social engineering, and then of course, who is at risk, then what are the tactics that being used by the attackers, and examples or scenario. And then as a netizens, so what to do? So yun yung ano natin. Last time then, si Mr. Chair, Sir Angel was actually guest or interviewed by ANC sir, no? ANC, NCNN, regarding on the yung pinaka-latest na virtual budol right now, which is the work scam. Okay? So, what is budol-budol ba? Balik muna tayo with the yung mano-mano, yung ika nga, according to the PNP and law enforcers. So the word budol-budol is characterized as operation common in public areas where they find a victim. So we are very common naman on this word na budol-budol. Sometimes nga we use this as our joking word doon sa mga friends natin pagka minsan naiisahan tayo. Uy, nabudol mo ako dun akin na yung bayad mo. Uy, nabudol mo ako. Mag-ambag ka ng pang-inom natin. Puro ka tanpuluts So, we are very talaga familiar with the word budol-budol kasi even bata right now are actually unknown na nila yung word na budol-budol. So basically sa yung conventional na budol-budol, it functions like using fake money or sometimes yung mga importanteng bagay, minsan fake gold bars pa nga. Then they will make believe their victim that they are businessmen or they need something na ipapahawak lang sa'yo, or sometimes they can actually use a hypnotism. Hypnotism is actually a talent of talent yan. Sabi nung isang professor ko sa doctoral, yung lawyer din siya. Sabi niya, nag-training daw siya ng hypnotism sa Egypt. Kasi para during sa court, kaya niya raw i-manipulate yung situation doon sa mga questioning doon sa korte. So may training daw talaga niya sa Egypt for lawyers. So enhancing their but here in the Philippines, yung budol-budol gang is actually yung root neto. This is a family, a poor family here in the Philippines na ang ginagawa nila is just actually namanloko para kumita ng pera. So yun yung history ng budol-budol dito sa atin. And then sinamahan na lang nila ng human hacking. So one way is hypnotism. Now, this gang or budol-budol gang is a group of swindlers. Right now, they can use calls and text potential victims by lying to them that someone dear or close to them and had gotten into accident or some form of misfortune. So ito rin yung tawag dati na dugo-dugo. So ito yung tatawag sa katulong o kaya sa kapamilya na pretending someone from your family na accident or ano. So kailangan mo kunin yung pera. Magtataka ka, alam kung nasaan yung ano, saan nakalagay yung mga mahalagang bagay sa bahay or pera. So, yun yung mga ano, yun yung mga conventional na budol-budol. Okay, so in a general term, in cybersecurity, yung klase ng ganyang attack or pambibiktima in a cybersecurity manner, this is what we call social engineering. So social engineering is an attack vector that relies heavily on human interaction and often involves manipulating people into breaking normal security procedures and best practices to gain unauthorized access to systems, network or physical locations, or for financial gain. Bakit nga pala nagkaroon ng board examination yung BS Psychology? Kasi dati wala pang board examination yung BS Psychology. Ngayon meron na kasi sila yung mas magaling dyan Sila yung mas magaling dyan na mag-advise, even actually they can parang ganyan social engineer. Kaya nung nagkaroon na ng board examination ng psychology, ang nangyari is siyempre, if you are a licensed psychologist, hindi mo na siya pwedeng, or I mean, hindi ka basta-basta pwedeng mag-advise sa tao ng hindi naaayon for good. So yun yung isang way noon. Kaya right now psychologists are licensed na. Hindi na sila pwede basta-basta magbigay or magano ng mga advices from their clients or patients. So yun yung sila yung mga magagaling sa ganyan Yung budol-budol naman sa talent. Now social engineering naman is a practice to gain unauthorized for financial gain. Now according to CSO ASEAN, this is the art of exploiting human psychology rather than technical hacking techniques to gain access to buildings, systems, or data. So instead of trying to find a software vulnerability, a social engineer might call an employee and pose as an IT support person. Sa atin, wala pang ganito. Medyo mahirap yung ganitong way, yung magpe-pretend as IT support person sa isang company. Kasi dito sa atin, sa Pilipinas, meron tayong first layer sa isang company. Kumbaga, first line of security is the physical security. So sa physical security natin, andyan dyan yung security guard. No ID, no entry. Diba? Kung wala kang purpose on that particular company or building, hindi ka makakapasok. No ID, no entry, plus no face shield, no entry. Di ba? Yun ang requirement nila ngayon. Kasama yung face shield. So sa ibang bansa kasi wala silang security guard. So madali silang nakaka-penetrate papasok sa company. Dito sa Pilipinas, walang ganon. Yung mga James Bond lang mapapanood natin. Pero dito, kahit gaganon-ganon lang yung mga security guards natin, that is their number one duty. Number one duty, no ID, no entry. So, tatanungin ka kagad. Tsaka magalingan mga yan. Yung mga security guard, nakaka-identify kagad ng mga pagmumuka. Ako, as an experience, nung college ako, I was a working student. Isa ako security guard. So, yung naalala ko with our training, pagka nag-describe ka rin ng suspect, unang-una, pag sinabi sa'yo kasi security guard is the only person na pag tinanong ng investigador o ng law enforcers, sila yung magbibigay ng pinakaunang information. So pag tinanong ng police anong height ng suspect, siyempre hindi ka naman pwedeng tumingin sa Christmas tree. Ay, Christmas tree nyo 6 feet. Sir, medyo malaki ng konti lang dun sa Christmas tree. So hindi ganoon. Mga security guard, so as their physical dun sa area of responsibility nila pag pumasok, let's say namukha nila, alam kaagad nila yung kulay ng damit, kung ano sinuot, yung height. Yung height, ang basis nila yung height ng security guard na nakakita. Kung ang height niya ay 5'5", alam niya mas malaki sa kanya. So kaya niyang estimate. Sir, mga 5'6", malaki sa akin. Sir, malaki ako sa kanya, mga 5'4" lang yan, 5'5". So ganun ang ginagawa. But still, kahit gaano kahigpit ang gwardiya nating may batuta dito sa Pilipinas, nalulusutan pa rin yan. So it's one of the art of exploiting human psychology sa mga security guard, which is ewan ko bakit talagang very effective pa din eh. Pumasok ka sa mall. Let's say you have, meron kang something na tinatago sa bag. Pasok ka sa mall. Pagpasok mo sa mall, ayaw mo ipakapkap yung bag mo, ayaw mo pakita. Pasok ka sa mall. Pagbukas mo ng bag, sabihin mo sa guard, ay guard, saan ba yung rito? Saan ba yung CR? So, nagkaroon na siya ng nagkaroon siya ng deception. Doon, sir. Hindi na natingnan yung bag mo. Ngayon, nailusot mo na. So, yan yung isang simpleng social engineering doon sa physical security. So, sa security guard, pasok ka ng gano'n, i-divert mo yung attention niya, magtanong ka sa iba, makakapasok ka. Nakakalusot eh. Lalo na pag chicks yung pumasok. So, gano'n ang So, that is a social engineering. So, try nyo mag-experiment nyo. Diba ngayon, may mga na sila. So, although may mga mall na they have the scanner, then yung bag, ilalagay mo lang doon. Tapos, yung guard yung magtitingin. May ganung mall na ngayon. So, medyo hindi nyo na maiisahan eh. Tsaka yung ibang mall, especially right now, nagpoposte na sila ng 2 security guards dun sa entrance. Para yung isa taga-kapkap, yung isa taga-ano. Pag isa lang yan, kaya mong ma-social engineer. So yun yung isang basic na social engineering. Okay, now what is virtual budol-budol? Balik tayo dito sa budol-budol. According to Sir Reyes, Inspector Reyes, way back 2012, budol-budol gang of the 21st century. So yun yung virtual budol-budol na yun. So the criminals are really difficult to trace because they can turn up in one place and then in another. And some have more than few members, so the investigation sometimes gets muddy. So according to Sir Robert Reyes. But right now, hindi na to masyadong mahirap with our authorities, especially with the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI. They can actually locate the exact place of the yung mga budol ngayon. So ito, 2012 pa, sinabi ni Sir Robert. Okay, virtual budol-budol is a Filipino way of social engineering attacks. Typically involve some form of psychological manipulation. So pulling otherwise unsuspecting users or employees into handing over confidential or sensitive data. Commonly, social engineering involves email or other communications that invokes urgency, fear, or similar emotions in the victim, leading the victim to promptly reveal sensitive information or click a malicious link or open a malicious file. So, ganito yung virtual budol-budol. Okay, what are the objectives of social engineering? Or what are the common social engineering attack? So, number one, phishing. So phishing is the most common type of social engineering attack, typically using spoofed email addresses, links to trick people into providing login credentials, credit cards, or other personal information. So yan, lahat tayo, kahit ako, nakaka-receive yan eh. Yan, katulad nito. Apple support daw. Dear customer, your Apple ID has been locked for security reasons. To unlock it, you must verify your identity. So, i-click mo yung, pag-click mo yung unlock account, pag mag-click mo yan, so, magbibigay siya ng isang link, mayroon siyang form doon, then lalagay mo lahat ng information mo, wherein the attacker could see or yung information na yun once you submit it. Tapos yung sa baba, ito, yung bank naman yan. Account temporarily deactivated. This is an online account. So, ganyan yung dear valued customer, client, greetings. Tapos mayroon siyang sinasabi, then magbibigay din siya ng link. This is a very common. Now, the question is, ako, naka-receive ako ng ganyan. Wala naman akong Apple. I am not an Apple, Di ba? Tapos, video, wala din naman akong video. So, yan yung isang nagiging problema natin when it comes to phishing. Ngayon, if happen na meron kang Apple tapos meron kang video na ganyan, diyan nadadali yung mga biktima. Diyan nadadali. So, yan yung isang common na social engineering attack. Second one is the vishing and smishing. So vishing is actually a phishing then, short for voice. So of course, when a fraudster attempts to trick a victim into disclosing sensitive information or giving them access to the victim's computer over the telephone. So one popular phishing scene involves the attacker calling victims and pretending to be from any company. So yan yung phishing. Now, yung smishing naman is similar to, short for SMS phishing. This is similar to and incorporates the same techniques as email phishing and phishing, but it has done through SMS or text messaging. Tapos yung 3, whaling. So whaling is another common variation of phishing that specifically targets top-level business executives and heads of the government agencies. So whaling attacks usually spoof the email addresses of other high-ranking people in the company or agency and containing urgent message about a fake emergency or time-sensitive opportunity. So ito yung mga bisan madalian. Kaya nalilito yung continue ko lang. Diversion theft. Diversion theft. This is a old school theft scheme. So the theft persuade the delivery driver or courier to travel to the wrong location or hand off a parcel to someone other than the intended recipient. Common to sa ibang bansa pero meron tayong Filipino way ng ganito. Mamaya iyan natin. Tapos pretexting. Pretexting is a type of social engineering technique where the attacker creates a scenario where the victim feels compelled to comply under false pretenses. So typically, the attacker will impersonate someone in powerful position to persuade the victim to follow their orders. So, according to Mitnick Security, this type of social engineering attack may bad actor, impersonate police officers, higher-ups within the company, auditors, investigators, or any of the persona that they believe they will help them to get the information they seek. So yan yung pretexting. Tapos, yung last na common is the dumpster diving. So dumpster diving means search trust for useful information. The trust may be in public dumpster or the restricted area requiring an authorized entry. So dumpster diving depends on human weakness. So lack of security knowledge. May things can be found sa basurahan, either CD, DVD, hard drives, USB, company directories, yung mga printed personal informations, tapos yung mga common. Yan, sometimes yung mga ID ay tatapon na kagad. So yung very popular with the dumpster diving, si Kevin Mitnick, diyan sa naging sikat eh. Ang ginagawa ni Kevin Mitnick, nag-aabang ng basurahan ng bangko. So lahat ng credit card information, credit card numbers, and bank information, nakikita niya doon sa papel. So yun yung ginagawa niya. Kaya nagkaroon ng shredder, paper shredder. So just because of Kevin Mitnick. So yun yung dumpster diving. Okay, so those are the 6 common social engineering attack. Although madami pa yan, may mga iba-ibang way si Pinoy. Okay, so who is at risk? Of course, almost everybody in one way or another is connected to it in cyberspace. Netizens, yung netizens. So it's either a online business. So ladies in the market, ito yung may mga mga live selling, farmers, or farmers using social media. And then, ano ba yung ginagawa or nila? So tactics and examples or scenario for the common social engineering attacks. So sa phishing, yung Filipino way, ang ginagawa nila is same. They are sending email, tapos account password reset. Yan, mga inaano nila, katulad ng pinakita ko kanina. Bank account verification, tapos meron pa sila yung mga invitations ng na through email. So ngayon humina na yung invitations kasi the setup is more on work from home. So commonly puro mga account password reset ang binibigay nila. So from your social media accounts, yung bank account, tapos yung mga account na ginagamit mo or connected to your mobile phones or gadgets. So yan, email phishing pa din ang ginagawa nila, wherein they can get information, personal information to gain financial. So last year dito sa Calabarzon, I guess more than 6 ang nahuli ng NBI. Ang malungkot na ito, mga estudyante, IT students. Yung isa nga, nakabili pa ng lupa sa Batangas. Nakabili ng kotse. Pero bahay kukulang siya. So, yun, anong ginawa? Email phishing sila. Gumawa sila, since marunong silang gumawa ng script. And then, nagano lang sila ng, yan ay send to all na email. Sisend yan sa lahat. Kung sino yung sumagot, so ito yung sinasabi natin, number 1 victim of virtual budol-budol are yung mga not aware, or yung sinasabi nga natin innocent, hindi nila alam yung ano. So, yan. Na-click yung account, tapos ilagay yung information, paglagay ng information, ang ginawang sumunod na technique ay nagkaroon sila ng phishing. So, ano yung phishing? May isa silang ginawa na nag-pretend sila na they are from a bank company na na-receive nila yung bank account verification or yung pagre-reset mo. Tapos sasabihin sa iyo nung tumawag, ma'am, magte-text po sa iyo ng OTP. Verify po natin kung kayo po talaga yan. So ikaw naman, binigay mo yung OTP, ang hindi mo alam, tina-transfer na pala yung pera doon to another bank transfer lang ginagawa. Yung OTP is the last security. Yun yung sa two-factor authentications ng mga bangko. So yun yung the last security, Pag binigay mo na yun, biglang na-transfer. Nangyari yun dito sa Calabarzon. Na-transfer yung 15,000 niya, and so on. So, ang ginamit, email phishing sa una, tapos mag-ano ng information, or one way or another, ang ginawa, nag-email, tapos nag-send ng link. Pag-click mo ng link, nakakuha siya ngayon ng information from your mobile phone. So, pagkuha niya, gagamitin niya naman sa sunod na technique is phishing. Patawagan ka para habang nagta-transfer sa yung OTP mapupunta sa iyo. Mapupunta sa iyo, tapos bibigay mo sa kanya. And this is a professional way of talking. Hindi yan nagmamadali, hindi yan kumbaga sa Batangas, sa Batanggenyo, hindi bargas magsalita yan. They are actually politely pag nagsalita yan para talagang mga professional customer service. At talagang minsan nga ang galing pang mag-English niyan, mga yan. Talagang hahanga ka din. So, yan ang ginagawa nila. Okay. Another Filipino way is what we call loan budol. So, ano yung loan budol? Dalawa yan. Phishing or smishing ang way nila. Smishing, yun yung magte-text sa'yo na we've been verified that you are qualified to loan. Ganyan. Isang Tagalog. Yun nila, gusto mo bang mag-loan? Sinasakto nila ngayon kasi di ba nga this setup na work from home or yung iba lockdown nila ng trabaho. So ma-attempt. So click ka doon o kaya mismo mag-apply ka talaga ng loan. So after ng loan na yan, doon ka na uli kukulitin, phishing na. So yan yung mga loan budol. So pwede naman yan boys, tatawag sa'yo, tapos magpapakilala they are from microfinance, they are from bangko na nagpapautang. So ikaw naman, dahil kailangan mo nga din, gipit ka, so maniniwala ka naman. Bigay ka ng information, pagsasabitin ka ng ID, tapos biglang nawala, hindi mo alam, yung information na binigay mo, kinuha lang nila, pwede nilang gamitin to so identity theft. Ang daming way ng Pilipino. sa loan budol na yan. Then, yung recently lang, yung work scam. Invite ka na mag-work, tapos ang work mo, kunwari, online site, online selling site, tapos ang gagawin mo, i-repost mo lang, parang marketing strategy. Marketing yun eh. Na i-repost mo lang yung kanyang product, once na mabili yun, meron kang komisyon. So, ganun ang ginagawa. So, yun yung trabaho mo para ano. Pero, sa una, pasasarapin ka lang, meron kang komisyon, tapos hanggang sasabihin sa'yo, ikaw nang bumili nito para yung komisyon makuha mo, babalik ko rin naman sa iyo yan eh. So, yan ang nangyayari sa work scam ng style ay commissioning based. Marami namang mga scam na katulad niyan, yung mga investment. So, style naman nun ay investment. Parang similar din sa loan budol yun. Tapos yung kapamilya abroad calling. Ito naman yung nag-phishing din, pag-create ng link, tapos na-click mo using the mobile phone. Ngayon, hindi alam ng partner or ng asawa na yung kachat niya sa messenger ay hindi na siya, na-hijack na pala. So ito yung usually itong kapamilya abroad calling na to and messaging, ang biktima nito mga seaman eh. So yung mga asawa nandito sa Pilipinas, yung mga husband na sa barko, seaman, ngayon ang hindi alam ng mga asawang babae na ang ka-PM nila sa messenger is hindi na pala asawa nila. Magugulat lang na, pera muna akong dyan, magpadala ka muna ng 50,000 kasi nangutang ako kay kapitan kay captain may binili lang ako dito somewhere in Croatia. So, mabanggit na mga bansa. Ikaw naman, na asawa, maniniwala, papadala ka naman sa kanya. Kasi ang gamit, messenger yung kanyang personal account talaga. So maraming neto, kapamilya abroad scam na yan, calling or text, at saka yung mga nagkaroon ng yung mga utang, kasama din yan. Na-hijack yung messenger, pinalitan yung email, pinalitan yung mobile number kasi mahina yung kanyang password security. Tapos wala pa siyang two-factor authentication. Na-hijack yung account. Pag hijack ng account, gumawa ng GCash. Pinangalan din mismo doon sa victim nung social media, yung yung social media account. Tapos piniem lahat ng mga, tinignan yung recent doon sa kanyang mga chats kung sino yung mga close sa kanya, tsaka yung family. Isa-isa niya ngayon yung inutangan. Pautang naman ako, pahiram naman ako ng ganitong pera. Paludan mo naman ako. Doon sa pautang ng pera, binigay pa yung GCash account. Pag-verify sa GCash account, kasi di ba lumalabas yung pangalan. Kunyari, Juan de la Cruz. Juan D. Cruz lang. Juan D. Wala, hindi na pinapakita yung surname So, hindi mo talaga. Although binalik ni, binalik ni GCash, ngayon binalik na uli na tinanggal na yung apelido. Naka na lang yung apelido, naka-hide, pangalan lang. So, ikaw naman maniniwala, magsisend ka din. So, yun yung mga yun yung mga Filipino way na nila. Then nanalo ka or loan SMS notification. Yung nanalo ka, ito yung common nanalo ka ng 500,000, please call this number. Pag tinawagan mo na, biglang sasabihin sa'yo, sendan muna ako ng mga 300 pesos para sa load, para ma-process natin yung mo. Diba? So, ganun ang ginagawa nila. So yun yung nanalo ka, SMS notification or winner, SMS winner notification. Same din with loan, may loan din na ganyan. Okay. The third is yung whaling. So whaling, although this is part or kind of fishing pa din, pero kasi ito medyo mayroong pagka may pagka urgent yung style nito. So Filipino way, si boss to, follow my instruction. Yan, si boss to, follow my instruction. So may isang incident na this is a big company, hindi na binalita kasi nga magiging kasiran. Although barya lang sa kanya ang nangyari. Barya lang. Okay. Si boss, mayroong 2 weeks vacation sa Europe. So definitely, ang nakakaalam mo, yung top executive management and pinakamalapit secretary. So yun lang nakakaalam. 2 weeks nasa abroad. Then one day si secretary naka-receive ng email. So ang ginamit na technique naman ay whaling to, pero may isang ginamit na technical cyber attack. This is what we call email spoof. Email spoof. Although it was part of phishing pa din, technique ng phishing. So email spoof, naka-receive ng email si secretary, sabi niya, magpadala ka ng 1 million sa ganitong bank account. So no questions asked na yon. Dahil may protocol si secretary at saka si boss na ganun. So nagpa-deposit si secretary. Okay. Sumunod na araw, ganun uli. Ang hiningi naman ay 2 million. So ang inutos naman ay 2 million. So 2 million, so pinadala uli. Ngayon, parang may sumunod uli na papadala, nagtaka na si secretary. Hindi man lang nag-acknowledge si boss na, oy, thank you padala mo na. Istorbohin ko kaya si boss. Busy nga eh. So, pangatlong send ng pera, tinawagan niya yung boss niya. Sabi niya, ano ko nga to si boss? Kahit magalit, at least nagawa ko yung task ko kahit nasa vacation siya. Now, pagtawag niya, boss, pinadala ko na yung kay ganito, okay na po. Nagulat yung boss. Paano pinadala? Sir, na-receive ko yung email mo eh. Pangatlong na nga to sir eh. Pangatlong email mo na, instruction mo na ganito gawin. So, doon na nag-start na nalaman nila na So, nagkaroon ng mailing. Tapos, nung binerify yung ang nakakatawa dito, yung nagkuha ng pera, nag-open ng bank account, kasi ang mga bangko dati, dito sa Pilipinas, pag nag-open ka, one valid ID lang. One valid ID, tapos hindi naman nila i-verify yan eh. Basta makita lang nila eh. Physical lang yun eh. Nung teller eh, o nung staff sa bangko eh. Pag tiningnan, valid ID to. O sige, gagawa na ng bank account. Yan ang ginagawa. So, ang ginamit is voter's ID. Yung voter's ID, peke ang nakalagay. Na pangalan, peke ang address, ang totoo lang yung muka nung kumuha ng pera. So, yun yung ginamit ng pinaka-valid ID. Saan siya nagpagawa? Dyan lang yan, sa NCR. Sa University Belt. Alam mo, University Belt lang. Magkano lang puhunan niya? Wala pang 100. Meron na siyang Ang ginamit niya is voter's ID. Voter's ID, nakalagay yung address doon. Ang ginamit na address is exclusive subdivision. At ang pakilala niya ay retired government employee siya. Parang ganon. So, kasi senior eh. So, utak din eh. So, this is the organized crime. Online organized crime. So, pag open niya, nagkaroon ng 1 million, nakuha niya yung 1 million, close niya, same name ng bank, ibang branch lang, nag-open siya, dala-dala niya na yung 1 million. So, pag deposit niya ng 1 million, ganun uli yung kanyang siyempre, pagka meron kang ganong kalaki, the bank is expecting na you can deposit more than 1 million. So yung pangalawang transaction na binigay ni Secretary ay iba na yung bank account pero same name. So, nag-send. Naging 3 million na yung pera. Ang ginawa, yung 3 million, winidraw ulit. Kaysa daw gagamitin sa business, yun yung reason. Kasi kinakausap din ng mga bank manager kung bakit nag-ano. Kasi potential clients nga nila yan eh. Bakit mag-withdraw, gano'n. So, reason niya is we will be putting a business. Ganyan. Third, bank. So, dala-dala niya na yung 3 million, ginamit niya ulit 3 million. So, gano'n. Gano'n yung sistema. Expecting din uli yung third bank na kung may 3 million kang deposit, may possibility na makapag-deposit ka ng more than 3 million. So, gano'n ang ginawa. Pagpasok, yun na, nakuha na yung ano. Umabot sa 5.2 M. Yung na ano, although barya lang yun eh. Sa ano, barya lang. Yung last is in-entrap na. Yun yung pang 200,000. In-entrap. In-entrap na ng authority. In-entrap. Pag entrap, alam mo nung nahuli siya, hindi siya makasuhan ng hacking kasi hindi naman siya yung actual na ano, hindi naman siya actual na nang-hack kasi ang sabi niya inutusan lang siya mag-withdraw ng pera. Hindi daw talaga siya yung ano. Nung inano sa piskal parang isasampay kaso, hindi pumasok doon. Ang naikaso lang sa kanya ay falsification of public document kasi nga yung ginamit na ID yung ginamit na ID ay ano, peke. Yun lang ang pumapasok na ano sa kanya. Although pumasok din sa kanya yung laundering. Although parang may technical hindi pwedeng laundering kasi yung pera galing dun sa company, hindi naman ano eh. So yun yung ano. Yan yun. Si boss to follow my instruction. May urgency yan. Ganyan si Wheeling. So marami pong mga ganyang incidents na ano na nangyayari. Minsan ginagawa to ng mga anak sa nanay nila o kaya sa parents. Nag-wailing din yan. Tatarantahin yung nanay. Maliliit na ako. Akin na yung baong ko. Ganyan. Ba't 100 lang to? May project kami. Maliliit na ako. Dagdagan mo itong 300. Yun na. Magbibigay ng parents. May mga isip ng parents. Naisan ako na itong anak ko. Nagmamadali siya. So that is a simple way of wailing Yung may urgency na ano. So ganun ang technique niyan. Okay. The fourth one is yung diversion theft. So in diversion theft, commonly on Filipino way, this is online padala delivery. Maraming klaseng style kasi ng diversion theft Pwede yung limbawa, may ganito, mag-love life naman tayo. So this is the example of scenario, love life. So merong magjowa, boyfriend, girlfriend, naghiwalay. Tapos yung boyfriend nagkaroon ng bagong girlfriend. Okay. Ngayon, hindi pinapatahimik ng ex, yung babae na bago. So anong ginawa? Nagkaroon ng ano. Dahil alam niya ngayon kung saan nakatira yung babae, yung ginawa niya ngayon, pinadalhan niya ngayon ng mga ano, ng mga kung ano nung online padala or online delivery doon sa address ng babae. Pinadalhan ng mga kung ano-ano, cosmetics, etc. na talagang ano, abala. Siyempre, minsan pagkain. So nangyari to sa mga artista. Yung mga food delivery riders, biglang magtatambakan doon sa isang bahay, sa isang location. Pero hoax pala yung ano. So, mayroong diversion theft. Although itong diversion theft ito may kinalaman din sa dumpster diving. Ito yung kalkal basura. So, yung online padala delivery na yan, pwedeng ganun ang ginagawa. Yung sa ibang bansa, yung diversion theft, ang ginagawa, yung i-deliver talaga mismo sa bahay mo pero i-divert nila doon sa ibang address. Sila makakatanggap ng ano. Dito sa atin wala namang ganyan kasi magagaling din yung mga delivery rider natin. Hindi sila kaagad nakakapag ano, Meron naman yung mga fake na delivery, yung COD. Tatambay doon sa yun, yung sa may yung very common sa Pasay, sa Tramo. Diyan ang tambayan ng mga yan eh. Magpapadala kunwari ang worth ng halaga ang worth ng product is 1.6, pero yung pala yung mga ukay-ukay na tag 50 lang. Siyempre babayaran ng delivery rider yun dahil kasi COD, doon sila kumikita. Pagpunta nila doon sa dideliveran, walang ganon, walang address. Nabigay nila ng delivery rider yung pera doon sa sa sender, sa nagpadala. Yung sender, yun yung yun yung suspect. Ang biktima dito yung delivery rider. So, yan, maraming klase ng diversion theft. Ang pinaka-latest dito sa yung nag-online order si Lenny Robredo, si BP ng lechon daw. So it's worth 18,000 as per news. So wala naman siyang dineliver. So nangyari na rin 'yan sa mga ibang okay. The fifth one is the pretexting. This is a customer customer service calling scam o kaya yung law firm. So yung nagpapakilala sa Tapos ito yung mga law firm yung naniningil. Na kesyo daw ng utang ng ganito. Ang akala naman ikaw is talaga may utang ka. Ngayon magbabayad ka. Ganun din sa mga customer service. They are pretending na customer service. Parang style rin to, phishing. So itong pretexting. Nagpapakilala silang mga ganyan or something coming from authority na maghihingi sa'yo ng information, personal information. So, yan yung pretexting. Tapos, the last one is yung dumpster diving, yung kalkal basura. Wala na masyadong nagtatapon ng CD ngayon, wala na nagtatapon ng mga DVD. Medyo aware na rin yung mga Pilipino ngayon about their mga resumes na hindi pinunit, na tinatapon sa basura lang. Ang hindi nila alam ngayon, yung nakakalkal sa basura ngayon, yung mga, kasi di ba, ipapadeliver kayo ng mga sa Lazada, sa Shopee, at saka sa kung ng online store. Yung label ng plastic, nakalagay yung pangalan mo ron, nakalagay yung address mo, nakalagay din yung mobile number mo, pati email mo. Yung kulay puti na may barcode. Commonly, tayo, pagka makakabili ng ganyan, hindi naman natin yan sinusunog eh. Kasi bawal magsunog ng plastic, nakadikit kasi yun dun sa bubble wrap eh. Naiiwan yun. Tapos yun yung tinatapon mo. Yun yung nakukuha ngayon na information. Now, those information pwedeng gamitin sa diversion theft, yung mga padala, o kaya pwedeng gamitin pwede kang gamitan yan sa email phishing, pwede ka rin gamitan yan sa phishing. So, yan ang common na sa atin, yung sa kalkal basura. Tapos yung another is yung dumpster diving. Yun yung nalaglag yung ATM mo or nalaglag yung credit card mo, tapos hindi mo pa alam na nalaglag na mga ilang araw na. Then nung may nakakuha something, ginamit kagad. Kaya dapat alam mo kung saan nakalagay yung mga So yan, medyo may kinalaman din yun sa kalkal basura. Although napulot lang, although minsan napatapon, napasama sa basura. So, yan yung mga dumpster diving. Okay? So, those are the Filipino way. Although wala pa siyang pinaka-final or published or known name for Filipino way, hopefully by 2022, once na we publish our pamphlets dito sa Republika ng Katagalugan, ma-finalize namin yung terminology, yung name ng mga ano na yan, ng mga virtual budol-budol na yan. Okay? So, what to do? Yung what to do na yan, sa budol-budol, yung common, ganito lang naman eh. Huwag magpadala ng malaking halagang, huwag magdala ng malaking halagang pera. Ito yung conventional. Iwasang magsuot ng mamahaling alahas na mainit sa mata ng kawatan. Tapos, yung third one, iwasang makipag-usap sa mga hindi kakilala or hindi kilala. And then fourth, huwag tatanggap ng kahit ano mula sa estanghero. So, walang ano, tapos saka yung as much as possible, yung panglima dyan, yung huwag kang magpapatatapik eh, sabi. Pag natapik ka, ma-hypnotize ka eh. So, ito yung sa budol-budol na conventional. Now, doon naman sa ano natin, sa ating yung email phishing, number one, kung wala ka talagang account ng ganun, do not follow it or do not click the link. Tapos, kung gusto mong i-verify yung account ng verify mo yung account ng email, pwede mo namang ma-check dito. Meron tayong common naman to kay si Google. Yes, si Google. Yan. Ito, si Google, meron siyang tinatawag na Google Transparency Report. So, safe browsing site status. Pipaste mo lang dito. Ayan. Kunyari, Maybank. Ayan. So, i-verify mo yan kung totoo talagang, yan ba yung website ng Maybank? Yan ba talaga? So, paste mo lang dito. Tapos, search. Ayan. Tapos lalabas kulay green. No unsafe content found. So this info was last updated on November 27, 2021. So site safety can change over time. Check back for updates. So yan yung kay Google Transparency Report. Although may mga ganito si mga antivirus or yung mga provider ng mga firewalls, meron din silang ganyan. To verify. Now, the next one is yung website, check mo kung talagang legit. Ito nakikita natin padlock na icon on the left side. So, click mo, then check mo yung connection is secure. Tapos, certificate is valid, issued to Malayan Banking Berhad, Malaysia. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung company, legit. Although, ito kasi napipeke din eh, sabi nga ng iba. Napipeke din. Maganda yung proposal, yung magiging ni PLDT na lahat ng domain ay naka-enclose lang. So, hindi ka na maakit dun sa TLD. So, pwede mo na maiwasan kung sino talaga yung hindi. Or kung sino yung legit lang, doon lang ito kasi magagaling din ng mga monkey. Nagagawan nila ng paraan to. Although, check mo din yan. Tapos, cookies, kung ano lang yung mga nila. Minsan kasi dyan, merong site settings. Ito, check nyo rin to. Yung katulad nito, I'm using Chrome web browser, yung privacy and security, permissions, location, camera, microphone, motion sensors, notification, JavaScript, images, ads, tapos meron ka ritong payments handler. Usually kasi yung web browser mo na nakakakuha ng mga ganyan, information na save, tapos yan din nakukuha minsan ng mga attacker. So, check nyo rin yung ganyan. So, yung ano mo, reset permissions, then yung default niya as. Kapag yung website, pag open mo, nag-ask siya ng location mo, ayan, allow, hindi na mag-ask yun. Camera, microphone, tapos itong payment handler. So, yan yung mga ano. Now, the other thing with ano is you need also to identify the URL extensions and and domains. So, yan. Halimbawa, .com, .net, .org, .mil, .gov. This is what we call URL extension. So, yan yung mga valid URL extensions. Pagka yung walang karugtong sa US yan, kanila yan. Pagka Pilipinas, na commercial website, .com.ph, .net, .ph, diba? .org.ph, .org.ph. So, yan yung mga ano. Tapos, kada bansa kasi meron silang URL extension. Kung Taiwan, .com.tw, .net.tw, o .gov.tw. Sa Pilipinas, .gov.ph. So, those are the URL extensions. Tapos, yung mga domain nila, example lang, tost.gov.ph. Yan yung domain. Ito yung domain. Yan yung domain nila. Mag-ano na lang ako. Mag-whiteboard. Whiteboard. Yan. So ito yung domain, yung DOST. Ngayon, pagka for example asti.dost.gov.ph. So ito naman, tawag dito subdomain. Ito yung kanyang domain. So, valid yung URL extension mo. Tapos ito yung domain niya. Tapos nagkaroon siya ng subdomain. So dito lang sa umpisa. Pag may nakita kayong maraming link na, kung ano na yung mga nakalagay dito, na kung slash, kung ano nakalagay, slash, .xyz.xxx. So definitely, meron ka ng hint na, uy, this is maybe a phishing. Kasi yung link niya, unang-una, yung URL extension, hindi ito yung common na valid URL extensions based on the Although may mga naglabasang URL extensions na .biz, okay lang yun. .tv, okay lang yun. That's a valid URL extension . So, yung domain niya, check mo rin. Yun yung yung URL extension, yung domain, at saka yung subdomain niya. Tapos, halimbawa, nangyari to bago nag-pandemic, 2019. Isang bangko, tapos yung form niya, ang ginamit na extension, .gov.ph. Yan ang ginamit. Tapos may ikaw naman, naniwala ka kasi valid URL. Pero siyempre, just to think it, ang nag-email sa'yo, bangko. Dapat, bangko yung domain niya. Yung yung URL. Ang nangyari, ang naging URL ng form na pinagpipilapan, gov.ph. So, yan yung mga common na ano. Okay? So, yung sa phishing and smishing, sabi nga ni Sir Angel dun sa interview niya, kung hindi natin kilala yung nag-text, ignore it or delete mo o kaya i-block mo. May mga na-install din tayong application softwares sa mobile phones kung gusto niyo i-block yung ano. So pag hindi niyo kilala, huwag niyo sagutin. Pagka hindi niyo kilala yung kung ano nung text, wala ka namang in-expect, huwag mo replyan or huwag mo i-click yung link na sinend sa'yo. Kasi ngayon, naging common din to sa mga attacker kasi every time na we go to establishment, 'di ba, required na in-scan ka na, may face shield ka, alcohol ka, tapos susulat mo pangalan mo, ano yung temperature mo, lalagay mo ngayon yung mobile number mo. Doon sila kumukuha. Doon sila usually nakakakuha ng information. And that is also according to Sir Vic ng NBI. Doon sila nakakakuha ng information. Kaya dyan sila nakakaano. So it's either smishing ang ano. Pagka-phishing, tumawag, wala ka namang in-expect, huwag mo sagutin. O kaya, kung wala kang magawa, sagutin mo. Mag-pretend ka na, pag-tripan mo siya, maubos yung load niya. So, yan yung sa phishing. Usually naman kasi kapag formal yung text sa'yo, or yung tawag sa'yo, minsan magte-text mo na yan eh. Sir, ma'am, this is from ganyan. Pwede po ba tumawag? So, kung may na-expect kang ganon, sige, accept yung call. Pag wala kang na-expect na ganon, huwag mo rin pansinin. So, yan yung isang technique dyan with phishing and smishing. Whaling, ito naman, si boss to follow my instructions, especially yung urgency, dapat magkaroon kayo ng protocol na kayo lang secretly. Katulad nito yung sa abroad calling, sabi ko dun sa sa asawa, sa babae, kayong mga mag-BFGF pa lang kahit mag-asawa, mayroon kayong tawagan na kayong dalawa lang nakakaalam. Yun yung lambingan nyo, yun yung tawag nyo. Kapag ka nagre-reply na sa'yo na hindi na ganun yung tawag, ibig sabihin, mayroon ng yan. Hindi ito yung boss ko. O kaya, kung may biruan kayo, mahirap naman, boss, honey. Honey, han. Tapos boss mo. Yung sa kapamilya, kung ano yung tawagan nyo. Tapos kung medyo nagda-doubt ka, minsan pagka-PM mo, tanungin mo siya ng personal information na kayong dalawa lang nakakaalam. Bigla mong tanungin, sige nga. O kaya parang pasagi na tanong. Han, ano nga ba yung natin, nung first date natin, saan ba yun? May mga ganun. Para pag hindi niya nasagot ang tama, ibig sabihin hindi na siya yun. Now, doon sa wheeling, sa boss, mga urgency, dapat meron din ganyan. Although sa mga ibang company naman bago dumaan yung ganung order merong pang level yan ng departments bago ma-release yung So unless lang yung mga malalaking company talaga nakaka-direct kay secretary. So dapat si boss at saka si secretary mayroon pa rin yung protocol na sila lang din yung nakakaalam na Okay. Yung diversion theft, iwasan natin yung mag-post online ng information, pangalan mo, address, yan. Yan yung kasi minsan na ginagawa pinapadalang ka ng nagalit sa iyo yung kaaway mo, pinadalang ka ng 10 lechon. Akala mo nagalit pinadalang ka 10 lechon pero ikaw pala magbabayad. So yan yung mga at saka yung isang way din dyan na yung pag dumating sa inyo yung mga courier, tatanungin, andyan po ba si Juan de la Cruz? Bakit? Sino po kayo? Sa to? Meron pong delivery. May gumagawa ng ganyan na kasi yun ang ginagamit na na pangalan. So alam na taga doon. Ngayon, ang isang technique diyan, pwede namang kayong gumamit ng name na hindi ikaw mismo. Gamitin mo yung pangalan ng gamitin mo yung pangalan ng katulong niya. para pagka wala ka talagang order na ganyan, sabi ng katulong, wala po akong order niyan, wala po akong order. So, kung mga small amounts lang, especially, siguro then, yung the texting, yung mga tumatawag from or nagpapakilala from the authority, siyempre, huwag din kagad maniwala. Minsan nga may nagganyan sa akin. Sabi sa akin, ayun, sir, ikaw ba yun? Sabi ko, hindi, bakit? Kasi umatid siya sa isang seminar na ganito. Ang tinanong, si Sir Polly to, tinitest mo lang ako sa So, yun yung pinakita niya pa sa akin yung screenshot niya. Ito, sir, sinabi ko sa kanya. So, pagka hindi mo talaga huwag mong kausapin. Tapos yung dumpster diving, yung kalkal basura, lahat po ng may any related information sa inyo, kung hindi nyo kayang hindi nyo kayang kasi yung iba wala namang shredder Pwede naman gusi-gusi, talagang punit-munitin nyo. O kaya, basahin nyo. Pag papel, basahin nyo lang sa basahin nyo lang sa tubig, tapos patuyuin nyo, tsaka nyo tapon. Yung talagang dudurugin nyo siya. Yung sa plastic, pwede gunting-guntingin mo. Kung wala kang shredder, hindi naman pwede kasi magsunog ng plastic. So, yun yung mga natin, what to do. Okay? So, according to Auguste Rodin, nothing is a waste of time if you use the experience wisely. Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sir Paul. Si ating host, si Sir Alex na sana. Sir Alex?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you very much, President Polly, for that for that very informative, no. So kung igagaya ko yung pinresent ni President Polly ngayon sa MITRE attack, yun na yun eh. Kumbaga, dinitalye ni Engineer Polly lahat ng mga possible tactic, technique, and procedure na ginagawa ng mga ngayon, scammers, no. So very informative. Yung iba ngayon ko lang din na kuha, no. So but the moral lesson here is that do not engage, no. Kapag alam nyo wala namang kayong sinalihang raffle o in-applyan trabaho or whatever. So alam nyo na so be very paranoid and very cautious, no, when dealing with this scammers, no. So anyway, moving forward. So thank you very much again, Engineer Polly, for that wonderful presentation. We move now to the next part of our program, which is the panel discussion, which will be moderated by Miss Pamela Bacay, our VP for PICSPro Care Batangas. Pamela, what's the panel discussion all about? Pam, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is a question and answer portion po.
Okay, good.
Mostly wala naman pong question. Yung feedback lang, sir, mga positive feedbacks from lives and sa chat po.
Okay.
Siguro kung wala tayong question from our audience, no. Siguro a short question lang, Sir VP Alex, kung andyan pa si Sir Oka.
Okay, Vice Chair Oka.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, Sir Oka, question ko lang. Maganda kasi yung yung secure access service age kasi, no? So parang yun na kasi yung future. Kaya lang ang may question is sinasabi natin kanina na-discuss yung VPN. So ang tanong ko lang, ano yung future ng VPN? Pag in-introduce na natin itong si Sassy. So,
yeah. So sabi namin VPN, next generation VPN.
yung Sassy next
There's
generation.
still di ba? Kasi you still need to, VPN is a way to securely encrypt your di ba, your connection So but
Yes.
I think the problem with VPN, marami diyan is that it's not enough to secure your connectivity to a lot of your critical applications when you now work from home, di ba? Kaya nga sabi natin, yung ZTNA actually allows you to, kasi ang progression niya kasi VPN to ZTNA ZTNA allows you to do all sorts of DLP inspection, continuous inspection, contextual visibility of what the user is doing on top of his VPN, etc. So, maraming advantages that ZTNA within SASE can actually provide, traditional work from home. I mean, legacy or even ngayon, yung mga hybrid workforce or hybrid workers natin.
So when it comes affordability, sir, medyo lang din, close o mas si Sassy?
As a matter of fact, if you look, kasi nga, di ba, ang sinasabi natin, we do not look on investments from just the perspective of VPN because again, secure access is just one of the many pillars of how to build a complete, sabi nga nila, complete, effective cybersecurity program in our companies, di ba? So you look at it from everything, di ba? So from application to, kaya nga yung and then I think zero trust is also something that should be incorporated in the discussion kasi yung SASE kasi is also guiding security professionals to embrace zero trust and that's the reason why yung VPN nga sinasabi niya you have to evolve it to become a ZTNA and then when you talk about zero trust you talk about infrastructure applications and devices and users, di ba? So yung cost naman is a lot of companies are actually investing less when they embrace SASE kasi nga you don't kasi it's actually more than the total cost of ownership so tinitingnan kasi yon beyond two ways to think about it, di ba? We want to look at the economics of SASE. It's even going beyond ROI and TCO, di ba? Kasi normally we return on investment is around how do you improve yung say simplicity or complexity ng infrastructure mo, di ba? Nandun yun, di ba? And then total cost of ownership, is it cheaper to operate, di ba? Kasi nga mas mura eventually from capex to opex, di ba? So total cost of ownership. Pero ngayon in-extend na nila to what they call TEI, total economic impact. That includes management of risk and at the same time supporting your business initiatives, di ba? Say for example your digital business transformation. So yung apat na yon, it goes beyond cost. Kaya si Mr. Chair, si Alex, when they look at solutions, they go beyond mura ba yan, di ba? Hindi na yung mura, di ba? But how will it make my company and my employees safer when they work from home, di ba? Overall cost of ownership simplified, not complex, easier for operations people to manage. Yung mga ganon. So kaya nga I think sa atin, mga PICSPro, gusto kong i-ano natin na we need to change the way we look at technologies beyond cost and then improve our knowledge around economic feasibility of technology options that we have at hand. Kasi ang daming vendors na nakikipag-usap sa atin. Later on, when you move into the corporate world, there will be more vendors who will be talking to you. And I think the PICSPro concept around highly effective cybersecurity posture and orientation is just beyond technology, di ba? Kaya yun eh. Yun. Ngayon, SASE actually is a good way to look at security differently, to look at networking differently. It's good. Parang may makakaroon na yan ng SASE certification. If you're a SASE certified professional, wow, it's gonna be good for you, di ba? So yun, pare. So I think overall, total cost of ownership will go down. TEI, total economic impact, there is a Forrester study around SASE, no? Potentially we can share with you dito sa PICSPro, no? I'll be sharing that with you because it's public information naman. How companies in actual deployment has actually, I think they're looking at 280% and more of savings, no? Beyond reduction of risk, di ba? And then supportive of the business imperatives of the company. So maganda, napakaganda yung kanyang But again, I think ang kailangan nating ma-embrace is that there needs to changes to happen eh. We need to embrace change, di ba? Kasi yun yung mahirap eh. Kasi a lot of and maganda especially if our viewers are younger, sabi mo, millennial members or PICSPro members, wala pa yung legacy, anong tawag mo nito? Debt. So, or if you are older and you've been you've been into managing or buying legacy solutions in the past, no, then it's also a way for you to open up and embrace SASE, embrace new ways to do things, di ba? So yun eh, ang importante dito ma-open up mo rin yun and then go beyond nga, sabi ko nga, yung initial cost to an overall analysis of the cost and the benefits of the solution. So maganda, napakaganda. So sabi ko from cost to so there's both quantitative benefits and qualitative benefits for the organization. Now, you can always monetize this too eh. Kasi sometimes they monetize the cost, and well, that's cost anyway, it's fixed, no? But if they monetize the qualitative aspect, no, of the investments, like productivity gains, simplicity of operating it because it's now an integrated platform. So lesser number of security tools that you will manage. Then holistically, maybe you will employ less people, and then you can also train what you have right now instead of hiring more people to equip them with the a higher level of skills, no? So parang ganon eh. So sabi nga ni Alex, ngayon, instead of just looking at detect and prevent, you are now moving some of your people to threat intel, di ba? And response and things like that. So you can now build, a truly enriched career path for the employees, no? So which is yun yung kailangan natin to retain people in our organization, di ba? So later on when you're managing your business, when you're managing people, how do you retain people, di ba? You have to give them a very good employee experience and a career roadmap that catapults them to here, di ba? Parang CISO, parang si Mr. Chair, parang si Alex, di ba? As a practitioner, di ba? But at the same time also, yung ginagawa nga natin, marami rin tayo, pwede rin pumunta ka sa vendor side if you don't want to become a practitioner. So maraming anggulo yung natin. And this SASE as a technology, wherever your path will bring you, or your journey will bring you, whether you move to become a practitioner in a company like Pldt Smart, or you can move to the vendor side like Palo Alto Networks and all the technology vendors that we have in PICSPro. So napakahaba yung pero I'm really so passionate, excited about SASE kasi alam ko na it will differentiate mga ka-PICSProhan if you are knowledgeable.
May opportunity to introduce naman yung technology next year, BP, especially sa PICSPro member natin to go deeper kung ano yung technology talaga at malaman.
Yes, yes. So we
Okay.
will be creating one KC specifically on, again, there could be training on SASE, ano? So we actually can do that, no? We have, actually may demo nga ako, kaya lang no time tayo, no? But we can do that, no? We can have more specific targeted kasi ngayon sa mga PICSPro nga, di ba? We're also creating or building yung ano natin, yung list of mentors natin eh. So there will be SASE mentor, there will be threat intel mentor. So marami tayong mga ginagawa so that we can conduct specialized training sessions around SASE, for example, di ba? For technical audience and things like that. So yeah, it's I think
Okay.
the 2022 is going to be very exciting for the PICSPro community.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we move to the closing remark to wrap up this free webinar from our Batangas chapter, may I just remind everyone here to attend our December 3 December 3 Kwentuhang Cyber, no? So hopefully makita rin namin kayo ron on the mga next session. That will be the last for this year. But next year we will continue it on every Friday 5 p.m. So hope Batangas chapter will support that Kwentuhang Cyber Security, no? And also we have a very good news. Kung hindi nyo pa alam, baka hindi nyo pa na-congratulate si Mr. Chairman. So our founding chairman has won the 2021 CISO Award for Leadership
Congratulations.
for ASEAN. It's number 1. He's also CISO Top 10, actually number 5 for ASEAN. And few months back, he won the Visionary CISO Award for the CISO Connect US, no? So that is motivating and inspiring for all the cybersecurity, members, especially PICSPro, no? Tayo yung kasama ni Mr. Chairman. So yun lang. So to wrap this up, may I turn over you to our president for Batangas chapter, President Marlon Estrella, for his closing remark. President Marlon?
Okay, thank you. Good morning once again, and thank you sa lahat pong mga PICSPro natin sa Region 4A, 4B, may Maropa, Palawan, especially sa Batangas, no? This is the first online webinar event na pinacilitate ng Batangas chapter. And I hope next year, no? Maybe next year na yung susunod, I also encourage yung ibang member ng region also to facilitate this kind of event. So we're going to grab the opportunity, no? Kasi libre, no, yung mga speakers natin, no? At hindi naman to yung investment natin hindi malaki masyado, no? And what is important ay gumagawa tayo ng way at pamamaraan, yung expertise and knowledge natin ay naibabahagi natin sa ating mga kasamahan, no? Especially yung mga online budol, no? Yun yung basic na mga nangyayari ngayon. So within this year, this week lang, no? Ilan yung nangyari sa atin na napakasimple lang at ilan ang nabibiktima. So yung smishing, so yun yung rampant ngayon. So once again, thank you very much sa lahat, and I hope na marami kayong natutunan sa amin. So this is the start. So sabi nga ni Sir Alex, kita-kits na ulit tayo sa December 3, no? At marami atang papremyo si Sir Alex noon. So open ito sa lahat, no? Yung member at hindi member. And then doon po sa gustong mag-member na po kayo kasi maraming opportunity po being a member of PICSPro, no? This year, yung lahat ng training may bayad pa na kahit may bayad, pinakamura pa rin compare mo doon sa mga training center. Pag member ka ng PICSPro next year. So sabi ni Mr. Chair, kung narinig nyo kanina, pag kayo po ay active PICSPro member, ay libre na po ang training. At saka sabi ko nga din kanina, request natin na sana kung may mga bagong technology ay mauuna yung taga PICSPro, no? So maraming salamat po sa lahat ng umattend, and I hope nag-enjoy po kayo at maraming natutunan. Maraming salamat po sa lahat. Thank you and good morning.
Okay, with that, again, we would like to thank on behalf of the PICSPro National, Vice Chair Oka, Chairman Angel, President Ace, VP Mia, VP Sheila. We would like to thank the Batangas chapter for this successful event. So sabi nga namin lagi sa Kwentuang Cybersecurity, happy weekend guys, happy Saturday. Thanks for spending your time with us. Sa Cyber Warriors, happy lang, walang weekend. So goodbye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you,
Have
thank
a
you,
great,
VP Oka.
great weekend. Bye.
Thank you po sa Secretariat. Thank you, Team Batangas. Thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you.